are requested to proceed to gate 3 for boarding.
The flight number's underneath and it's not on there.
Still evacuate, please.
They're all fighting over the mini egg.
It's the start of 2014 and a busy year ahead. Cardiff Airport is about to undergo a major transformation. It'll be spending the next year modernising its operation. They're updating the terminal buildings.
You obviously ate all the pizza.
Developing new routes and inviting their new owners to inspect the upgrade work.
It makes a big difference in terms of people's perceptions.
At the airport, normal operations must continue. There are sports teams to welcome, the fans that follow them,
It's even better.
major events to plan for, and scheduled flights to welcome.
We've got everybody on board, so now we're ready for our nice flight to Cardiff.
Filmed over 9 months and with access all areas, this is the story of the airport. Coming up, from Barcelona to Cardiff and back again, how the ground crew have just 25 minutes to turn the flight around.
Disembark the passengers, fuel the aircraft, any catering required, get the passengers on, the bags on, and get it back out within 25 minutes.
There's car park disruption as wrongly parked vehicles threaten to delay vital improvement works.
We've got to get cracking with this work today, so we can't afford a hold-up, really.
And there's good news as the airport celebrates the return of a major airline after an absence of nearly 8 years.
We're going to go from 14 airlines up to 15.
We're going forward and this is great and we're going somewhere. This is going to be brilliant.
At the airport, the summer season is kicking into action. With holidaymakers now jetting off to the sun in their thousands, the number of flights coming in and out of the airport has almost doubled from its winter levels. With planes arriving and taking off on schedule, it's a normal summer's day. But things are about to change dramatically. Aerodrome Environment Officer Richard Bailey is returning to the airfield after one of his regular perimeter patrols when it becomes clear not everything is right.
Obviously some sort of failure with the aircraft on takeoff. It could be a brake problem, it could be an engine problem.
The small jet, a Cessna 560, has veered to the side and aborted its takeoff and is now completely blocking the runway. The passengers have all been removed safely, but with no planes allowed to land or depart, this is rapidly becoming a disruptive incident.
On his second attempt, he lost steering, so obviously he had to come to a full stop on the runway. The aircraft was suffering with hot brakes, severely hot brakes.
The main concern for the airport's firefighters is to ensure that the overheated brakes don't pose a fire risk to the aircraft. With thorough checks being carried out, the delays are starting to mount, and arriving planes are now being diverted to other airports, including Bristol.
There's other aircraft that want to use the airport, and there's aircraft in the hold, flying around, and then there's aircraft that want to get away that can't.
It's quite disruptive to us. There's aircraft waiting to land, and they can only wait for so long.
750 miles away in Barcelona, passengers are preparing to board the flight 7222 to Cardiff, oblivious to the possible disruption to their journey. Barcelona Airport acts as a major gateway for passengers flying to and from Cardiff, connecting them with hundreds of extra destinations across the world. Despite Cardiff Airport being currently closed to all traffic, passengers are still being allowed to check in and board the flight. With the plane quickly in the air, it's the job of cabin manager Maria to prepare for the in-flight service.
Your receipt, sir. Thank you very much. Drinks, snacks, sandwiches, all what we got in the menu card. And then it depends on the passengers how much they like to buy. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, sometimes it can be 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours even. Would you like me to open the can for you, sir? Sure. We have to try to be very efficient and as quick as we can. Of course, every minute counts. Thank you very much.
Cardiff Airport has been undergoing a major facelift since the start of the year. The works are happening across the terminal, including in the main car park, which is being completely redesigned.
So if we just check over there now that we've got one-way directional signage.
Throughout the transformation, the car park must remain operational at all times, and Head of Customer Service Margaret James is on site to check everything is going to plan.
During the period of change, you've just got to keep customers at the first point of focus and their safety. But it's very exciting, and there's a lot of yellow coats around today.
Today, contractors are on a tight schedule to finish work on a new passenger walkway. Areas of the car park have been coned off in preparation for the work. But some passengers seem to have ignored barriers and parked there anyway.
Unfortunately, some customers have come in, I think, and maybe moved the bollards. So we've got cars in areas now where we were hoping to work today.
Because this was all coned off, wasn't it? Yeah, all of these were coned off all the way up by there.
In the past, what we've done is to bring somebody in to remove the cars to another area. It's only because we know they were cordoned off and that somebody's just moved them.
The only one problem that I have is I don't know when any of these people are coming back, so we could have them moved, then they can come back in an hour's time.
It's not ideal at all. We might be able to work around it. Hopefully we can. We're going to find out now when they're due back off their holidays.
With the airport's new number plate recognition technology not yet fully operational, it's a challenge for car park customer service advisor Kevin Manning to establish who the cars belong to.
Foxtrot 55. Quite hard. Sometimes, because some of them are just rolling up. So when they roll up, you haven't got no dates, times, or anything like that. People who are pre-booked, they're quite easy. X-ray, Alpha, X-ray.
For Kevin, it's all an added headache during a period of major upheaval.
Yes, at this precise moment, yes, because there's so many jobs going on at the minute, and you're flying back and forth. But hopefully, yeah, like I said, we'll get there soon. Today, hopefully.
Performance figure from the beginning of the runway. Even though I know we can take it.
On Cardiff's main runway, a small jet is stranded after technical problems caused it to abort its takeoff.
Brake fraction of 6 Tango X-ray. Do you have a tow bar on board? Negative, we don't.
The Cessna 560 requires an unusual tow bar, which is often carried on board. Today, that's not the case, and the ground crew are forced to try and locate one as quickly as possible. Despite their best efforts, none of the tow bars available at the airport fits, and the aircraft is going nowhere.
Obviously, you need a specific tow bar to fit a specific aircraft, so need to find one to be able to tow it off the runway.
The search for the right tow bar now has to be widened. But air traffic controllers have decided to open part of the runway, bringing some good news for passengers on smaller aircraft who are now able to get on their way.
There's larger aircraft that want to get away that can because they need to use the whole runway to take off. Smaller aircraft aren't so bad because they can use half of the runway or parts of the runway to take off. But it has an impact then of aircraft not being able to get in.
After some fast detective work by airfield managers, the correct type of tow bar is located and brought to the runway from a nearby maintenance facility.
We were lucky, found one that fitted, and then Bob's your uncle, we were away.
With the tow bar now connected, the damaged plane has to be manoeuvred carefully along the runway. Unable to be towed faster than walking pace, it's another 10 minutes until it's finally removed and the runway can fully reopen. It's good news too for Flight 7222 on its regular journey from Barcelona to Cardiff. As the threat of diversion is lifted, it can now land on schedule. With food and drink service coming to an end, cabin manager Maria can now make final preparations for their arrival in Cardiff.
It's 20 minutes before landing, so what we do is we just check the passengers a little bit now, if there's anything else they need just before landing. The trolleys, they have to be restowed, and the galleys need to be secured, and we get ready ourselves. So once the captain turns on the fasten seatbelt sign 10 minutes before, we can already secure the cabin and prepare to give him cabin ready.
On the ground, aircraft dispatcher Nicola Lloyd is waiting for Flight 7222's arrival.
Gate 4, did you say, the low plan?
All right, I'm coming down now.
Her team will have just 25 minutes to completely turn the plane around and get it back on its way to Barcelona.
So that's to disembark the passengers, fuel the aircraft, any catering required, obviously get the passengers on, the bags on, make sure everything's fine and get it back out within 25 minutes.
With the plane now on the ground at Cardiff, both Maria and Nicola have their work cut out to get everything done in time.
So I need to get on to stand now because the time's going to start ticking. Okay.
Cardiff Airport is going through a period of big change. Now owned by the Welsh Government, it's reinventing its image and modernising its services. For the first time in several years, passenger numbers are on the rise, and the number of destinations is also increasing. Spencer Burns is in charge of route development, and today he has a big announcement about the return of a major airline to the airport.
We're off to the ops meeting, and I'm going to go brief them about the announcement today with Ryanair. For all of them, it'll be probably the first time they hear it, which is great news because they've all been chomping at the bit to get more airlines in.
Okay, thanks all for attending the Thursday ops meeting.
Just to let you all know that Ryanair are going to be coming to Cardiff Airport again. They've announced this morning they're going to operate to Tenerife, and it's the first of hopefully many more routes to come from them.
Well done. Excellent. Already this morning the media have gone kind of wild and social media is phenomenal. I've never seen so much feedback on Twitter and things. It's
really?
Yeah, it's
Excellent.
huge.
I think from the staff perspective, you know, we're going forward and this is great and we're going somewhere, this is going to be brilliant. It's just what they're waiting for, so.
Well done, Spencer.
Excellent.
With managers briefed, Spencer's keen to share the news with other airport staff.
Brilliant news.
I can pass on the message to everyone.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thanks.
Fabulous. Good news, yes.
Yeah, it's great. Really good news. Really good news.
It's great news for us because we're going to go from 14 airlines up to 15. It's another big airline coming into the airport.
Yes, that's good news.
Yeah, I think that's excellent news for the airport and obviously great for jobs.
Is there going to be more coming on?
Hope so. Certainly hope so. We're back. We're moving in the right direction. People are confident that they can find their flights from here at the right prices. Maybe other airlines will want to come in now and say, well, I want a piece of that action too, you know?
Flight 7222 from Barcelona has now landed and is arriving on its stand. For both the cabin crew and ground team dispatcher Nicola Lloyd, there's less than half an hour to completely turn the plane around and get it back on its way to Spain.
As soon as the aircraft comes on to stand, that's when it all starts. So it's a mad rush then for 25 minutes.
We inform you that the disembark will be through the front and the rear door.
On board, cabin manager Maria must ensure the passengers are quickly and safely disembarked.
Adios, gracias, goodbye. Bye-bye, thank you.
With the arriving passengers now heading off to border control, the ground team can swing into action. Refuelling the aircraft is quickly underway. The Airbus A320 can hold around 25,000 litres of fuel, giving it a range of almost 3,500 miles. For the baggage handlers, it means offloading nearly 200 suitcases, bags and pushchairs, all of which must be quickly loaded into special cages and then taken to the baggage reclaim area, where the inbound passengers are already waiting.
I'm going to go on board now and see the crew, give the captain his weather and get my fuel figures.
Back on board, Maria's team are quickly working through the cabin, ensuring everything is spick and span.
As you can see, we're just checking the seat belts and the seat pockets. If we find something on the floor, of course, we pick it up. And we try to leave the cabin as nice as possible for the next passengers.
It's a tight schedule, but Nicola's confident there'll be no delays.
All right, we got 13 minutes. It's fine, plenty of time.
In the terminal's main car park, there are still problems with vehicles parked in bays that had been cordoned off. A new passenger walkway is due to be installed, but work has come to a halt. Now, Chief of Staff Jason Thomas has been summoned to take control of the situation and has an immediate decision on what to do.
Basically, we're going to have to move them. What customers have done is they've come in and moved the cones themselves and parked in areas where they shouldn't have. So we'll move them safely to a safe area.
Basically, they get a recovery truck in and they put it on and they put them in any of the spaces that we can find available for them.
Mr. Coe, are you doing all right? We need to get your tower in.
They have a very strict SLA to follow when they're moving them. Any marks that were previously on the car before it was moved would be noted, photographs taken, and then we can ensure that anybody says if there was damage to it, that actually we've got proof to say, no, that was actually there before. So it's a very strict procedure for doing it, and we only use it when it's absolutely necessary.
Because we've got to get cracking with this work today, so we can't afford to hold up, really.
The operation to move the cars will be carried out by a local contractor, and manager Jason Coleman is there to ensure no damage is caused.
These guys are pretty good. Of course, I stay present just to ensure, make sure I haven't got any explaining to do when the passenger returns.
When the car owners return to the airport, staff will be on hand to help them find where their vehicles have been moved to.
Be quite a conversation to have, but ultimately, so a case of just talking that through and the reasons why we're having to do it. And hopefully, it's an understanding customer.
These passengers will have a surprise waiting for them, but the driver of this car may already be getting a heads up.
There's our car alarm. I think it's one of those clever alarms that the owner's probably getting a phone call right now to say his car alarm's going off. Sat on the beach somewhere.
Cardiff Airport dates back to the Second World War. By the 1950s, the arrival and departures terminal was a small building on the south side of the airfield. In 1972, this was relocated to its present site, and over the years has had many different looks, both inside and out. With the airport now getting a major facelift, work is also taking place to remove the old drop-off area in front of the terminal, no longer used amid the tighter controls we're now used to. Security is also being tightened up ahead of one of the biggest events in the airport's history. It will act as the main transportation hub for world leaders and their entourages attending the NATO summit. Deb Barber is Operations Director, and today she's inspecting the brand new command room, which will play a pivotal role during the two-day event.
We're actually going to our new, what we call the MAC, which is a multi-agency command centre. It opened at the end of June, so brand new facility. We needed it done then to give us plenty of time for rehearsals ahead of NATO.
The NATO summit is being held in nearby Newport and will see hundreds of VIPs, officials and journalists travel through the airport.
This room will be open 24 hours over the period of the event. People are really quite excited about it. Obviously, it's a massive event for the airport, and you know there won't be much holiday being taken by us over the summer as we're sort of planning for it.
The new MAC room is state-of-the-art, with secure connections to police headquarters and the other emergency services. With information feeding in from all areas of the airport, the NATO team based here will be in full control of operations.
We've got a system called mission mode. If we get any incident, we all get an alert via our mobile phones. So that's when we would activate this room here. Everybody would come here and we then start to get into this incident and how we're going to handle it. Just here is where we'd have the main sort of control and command going on. We call this the bird table. It's got local sort of maps, airfield plans on the top, so it gives us a great sort of planning facility that we can all gather around and share the information. We can also obviously watch the news. We all know you get more information from the news than anywhere else. And we can also link it into the airport CCTV system. And we've got extended coverage now on the back of NATO, so we can see all points of the airfield from here.
Throughout the NATO operation, the airport must remain fully open to passengers and disruption kept to a minimum.
That is actually one of our busiest weeks, is, you know, the sort of end of the summer holiday period. So the western side of the airfield will be dedicated to NATO, and then our own operation will all be parked on the east. So as well as, you know, managing NATO, we've got to manage it around our own flying programme.
The MAC room is a major investment and will help ensure the airport is fully equipped to deal with any emergency incident.
Safety and security are the two key priorities for us because, you know, we're obviously a very heavy regulated industry, but from a duty of care perspective, we need to ensure that we provide a secure environment for passengers travelling through the airport and onwards.
Back on the stand, and with a 25-minute turnaround time almost up, Flight 7222 will soon be heading back to Barcelona. With the outbound passengers' luggage now arrived, baggage handlers waste no time loading them into the hold. On board, things are running smoothly too.
Now, as you can see, everything is clean and ready for the next passengers.
For Maria and her cabin team, they've made the deadline, and the plane is once again ready to welcome passengers for the final time today.
We started 6 o'clock this morning. We've been in Menorca already this morning, so yeah.
Be ready for a break at the end?
Yeah.
With just the final checks to complete, plane dispatcher Nicola Lloyd can now finally relax.
It's now 38 minutes to, so we've got 2 minutes to spare. Everyone's on, all the bags are on. So we'll close up and it can go.
Happy days.
Excellent. Told you wouldn't go delayed.
Next time at the airport, there's a special water welcome as the Queen's baton arrives at Cardiff.
I think it means a lot. I think it means a lot for sport. It means a lot for us here at the airport.
The never-ending battle to keep birds away from the airfield.
We're all aware of what happened with the aircraft that landed in the Hudson in New York, and they believe that that was caused by Canada geese. Took out both engines. Very, very lucky people.
And AOA Christina is left blushing as French rugby fans serenade her at passport control.
Oh, do you know what? It's so romantic. It really is. I think I've fallen in love.